Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and a threat of planetary proportions is sweeping through the galaxy. Only the Autobots and Decepticons need to join forces in order to take down this massive threat. A very cool new expansion out for Transformers the deck building game. Before I tear this down and separate it and put it away in all the different bags and stuff like that, I wanted to unbox it for you and show you guys exactly what you will find within Chaos Unleashed. So now Chaos Unleashed is like a true expansion. You need to have a core box in order to play it, whether you have this one, which is the original, Darkness Rising, or War on Cybertron, which actually they're all within this box already. I've already talked about how to like combine from here to here and things along that way. Well, not this one specifically, but other expansions and whatnot. But you need at least one core box in order to play Chaos Unleashed. There are a few things in here that you can use if you're playing as Unicron by yourself, which I will go over as we go through the unboxing for this. But I just wanted to point that out. This is not a standalone anything. This is a true expansion for the game, adding in Unicron, adding in new Autobots and Decepticons based off of the Transformers movie. And then, of course, just more options and whatnot for you to be able to play. You need a core set, 1 to 3, however many you want, all smashed together into one fantastic combination of a game. Before we open this little guy up, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the box itself. You have over here your new characters that you're going to find within the game, which are 3 Decepticons and 3 Autobots. Again, all of these guys play a dominant role within the Transformers the movie. And then, of course, Unicron himself. There is a promo pack for this, which I do have in this box as well, and I will tell you who those are once I get them. But otherwise, it just kind of shows you other things back here. The main game features of this, teaming up against a giant Unicron, trust me, that is, in a co-op mode. And this co-op mode, it says 1 to 4 players. So if you're 1, I don't know why it's a co-op unless you're two-handing, but you don't need to have any one specific faction. You can have Autobots and Decepticons go up against Unicron. And then you could also play as Unicron in a 1 versus many type deal. So this is an awesome package to have, just to add all kinds of cool stuff to your game. And of course, a brand new way to play. All right, cracking this bad boy open, the first thing that we have, of course, is the rule book. And the rule book is actually, you know, pretty good as they go. I love the massive image of Unicron right here, which is pretty much what they use on his card. This is what you're going to see whenever I show off the player card for Unicron. And then just kind of going through it really quickly, you know, what comes in it, the new oversized, the character cards, the giant Unicron, and I'll show you those comparisons. Different tokens that you'll need for Unicron when you're playing against him, new technology, new maneuver cards, standees, giant Unicron, things along that ways. And then how to do stuff. So playable Unicron, this is what it is when you're playing as him. He actually has his own starter deck, which is really cool. And then going against him is a deck of chaos cards, which I'll show off. And then like him moving around and where he goes and what he consumes as he goes through the Matrix. Within the Matrix, you'll find new cards called planets. These are like boss style site cards. They're massive things that once they are revealed, they do something, and then every time after that, you'll be able to jump onto them and then activate them. Planetary Ruins, so it's like now if you destroy a planet, what's left in the wake of it. So it's like an advancement for the Ruin cards that you saw from War on Cybertron, a new special damage card, which is really cool. How to play Unicron in a cooperative game and how like the AI runs him around and everything. This is all about how to play Unicron co-op. Yeah, this is all about how to play against him, how the AI works, how to resolve his cards, things along that way, how he moves around the Matrix, and then how to do Unicron 1 versus many. So this is what the player does when they are playing as Unicron. All the different setups for it and everything, team versus team, just a little bit more advancement from there. And then from there, good old Blur. Very nice. So more golden rule stuff and everything. And then I believe that's really it. Otherwise, if you're going to combine this with your existing Transformer stuff, it's going to be pretty much the same as you would expect. Everybody goes to their certain bags. And then Unicron stuff, I would just leave to the side because that's going to be their own thing. Speaking of the character cards, here is Unicron. And like, that's huge. That is a massive card. What is the sleeve size for this card? Considering like the Transformer, like the regular character cards are pretty oversized. The combiners are even bigger. And now you have Unicron here that just, You know what? Let's actually do a comparison. All right, so we got Unicron right here in his regular mode, so that is his card. I have right here Superion, as I'm about to do the actual playthrough using him. Once I go through my playthrough with Superion, will not have any cards from Chaos Unleashed in it, just to let you know. But it just, there's the combiners, that's everyone together. And then the standard character card, which why don't we just take Galvatron from this box right here, because they're all the same size. That's your standard Transformer, you know, anyone from Cybertronian. Here is your Combiner, and here is Unicron. Just the steady growth of these characters as they go on. Like, it's insane. So now what? So does this mean, okay, so we have Unicron. Unicron is obviously the planetary, you know, larger than life type deal. But if we ever get Metroplex or, what is that, Trypticon in this, or I guess Scorponok would really be more like this size. Would this be the size of the card, or would this be, it's crazy to think about that. But why don't we look a little bit deeper at Unicron right here. Let's flip him over first to his planet side, which I think is really cool. Actually, another thing I want to show off. So this is the standee that comes with it. Of course, the standee for this guy is massive. Here's just Rodimus Prime. So that's, of course, your standard standee as well. The standee for Unicron is massive, as would be expected. But what I like about this, and I don't know why they did it with this one and not on the other ones, Unicron's opposite side is actually him in his alt mode, in his planet form, which is really interesting because Rodimus is still just Rodimus on the other side. Same thing for all the other ones. It's not like this is a picture of him in his vehicle mode here and then his alt mode on this side. I find that a very interesting choice that they made in order to give him both his planet side and his robot side on his standee figure, which is very crazy. But also, thing to point out, Unicron is his own faction. This is technically the third faction to add or be added to this game, as opposed to Autobots and Decepticons. Give me my Beast Wars set. Please give me my Beast Wars set with my Maximals, my Predacons. That would be amazing. But otherwise that, he has a movement of 2 as a planet, which I guess is fine, normal. And then he has this power called Consume, which is +3 power and +3 power, and then +1 additional power for each planet in your vault as he eats his planets. Ignore game text on sites and ruins during your turn as a planet. Transforming him into his big old bot mode. Start of each other player's turn, and once during each of your turns, you may place a Herald token on one adversary robot on or adjacent to your space, avoiding ambush of robots that cost 2 or 3, +3 power at range 3 during your turn, use only to battle robot adversaries, which at this point, everything is an adversary for Unicron because he is against both the Autobots and the Decepticons. A lot of different Energons here. Put 1 starter from your discard pile to your hand. He has his own starter card, so he would need that for 1 Energon. Each robot Herald in the Matrix, all other characters in your space must either gain 1 energy or discard 1 non-energy card from their hand, and then put 1 robot from your vault or destroyed pile on top of your deck, then gain 2 victory points. And I believe then these are your Herald tokens here with his head on it that he would spread out throughout the course of the Matrix. Again, I haven't really read through it completely to know for sure, but on the back of each one of these is a +2 power as well. So I assume these would go down, giving him some extra oomph or whatever it is that he goes up against. I mean, he's a massive, massive, giant robot that should have no problem taking down most adversaries, even bosses or anything along that way. So, and he himself is just a giant boss. Speaking of which, this little board right here would be for his automa, or automation or AI or whatever you want to call it, things along that ways. Tells you what to do at start of his turn, start of Unicron's turn. It also shows you how many players you're going to need for this particular side. I got to read through this to make sure I know everything that's going on, but you can see down here, and then when you flip it over, things are in slightly different positions, and I'm guessing some of these probably change as well. So just a lot of new stuff that's added to Unicron to give him a very original feel whether it is that you're playing him like as, you know, as a character, like he's one of your guys that you're playing as versus other factions, or if you're going up against him as a group. I think I'm going to try to, after I'm done doing the combiners, maybe I'll do like 2 or 3 combiners, and then I'll do a Unicron run, but I got to learn about this a little bit more, read about it, and check it out. But this is fast. I love this. I love all of this. This is great. I'm so glad to see this massive monster in the game. Digging around, there's also a Unicron head token here as well. I know that that's like a new site that's also in the game. So I guess this has to do something like if you happen to destroy him and this is floating around the Matrix or something like that. Now, I will be going over all of the new robots, not in the detail that I just did for Unicron, but on the camera for you guys to see and whatnot. But I think what I want to do first is show you all of the new cards. So this is your stack of new cards that you're getting within this game. And you have new damage cards that you can add in, new sites, including the planets. I'm going to show all this on the side camera in a moment. I'm just going through really quickly. All right, so I want to just kind of show this off separately, because then this is a lot of stuff that's specific to Unicron, and this is the first wave. I have another wave to show you guys. These right here are Unicron's own like starter cards and everything. Now, when I start putting these together, these and what I'm going to show you in the next round of cards will all be within one bag, and it's just going to be labeled as the Unicron bag. So that's why all this stuff would be together. But we have 6 chaos cards, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be like your courage, bold, or wrath card. So these are his basic cards with a 1 power to them, and then spend 1 energon when confronting to gain a power. He does have a seek as well, which will flip 2 adjacent cards face up. If you reveal a planet, you may convert. I'll just transform and grab it. The character in space must move to, wow, that's crazy. Gives them movement. Regenerate, you may return 1 damage. You can, wow, if you do, draw 1 card. Oh man, that's great. That's an amazing card. No wonder he's like powerful. Devour, you may convert, consume, +1 power. So I guess this has to do with gaining planets into his power supply, into his vault and things like that in order to power it up. +1 power for each robot herald in the Matrix. So that would be up to, what, I have 5 of those? Jeez. Range 2 at 2 power? Holy crud. And then absorb. You may gain energon equal to the cost of a card in your space with cost 2 to 4, then destroy that card. And then gain 1 card worth 2 to 5 from the destroy pile that was not destroyed this turn. Wow. So you can like kind of stack up the destroyed pile and start gaining a bunch of things. These are the new Planetary Ruins that happen here. So you got 2 different ones, Graveyard, Gravity Well. I'm not going to read over these. And then 3 space debris as well. Debris, whatever. Reveal, start of turn, reveal, start of turn. Yes, there's a whole bunch of things here that go into what's going to happen when you destroy a planet. And then, of course, I just wanted to show off his head just a little bit closer down here. So there you go with that. Next, we have our Chaos cards and the new Site Planet cards. Now, I'm not sure exactly what it is. Again, these are supposed to be representing like boss-style sites. So I assume in the upper left is the power that you would need to do in order to do something, destroy it, to consume it maybe. Consume, gain 4 energon, consume. They all have like a consume thing on the bottom. They also all have a reveal on top of them. If you're doing co-op only, what happens when they show up. And then like other abilities that they have, passives and things that you do the pay. What do we got? We got Cybertron, Earth, Junkatron, Quintessa, Dromedon, Floron 3, Thrall, and then Lethone, I believe is what that one is called. So that's all of your different planets right here that you can find. I think these are shuffled in the same way you would sites, but instead of doing sites into the deck, you would do planets, and there has to be a way of stacking the deck in order to make sure that these are in your like final deck of cards for your Matrix before you play. Chaos cards, you would draw 1 at the beginning of the turn, and it would kind of show what he does. His movement, I'm not sure what that is. And then you guys, I'm sure a lot of you might have this already. You'll be able to tell me what that means in the upper right. I don't remember reading it. And then Unicron confrontation. So I guess if you go up against him, ignore all assists during battle, then flip 1 face down card adjacent to Unicron face up. Oh, that's fun. Let me see. What do we got here? I guess movement, power, I guess, or 1 power point. Was that PP? Something like that. Gain 2 damage. Yeah, so these are just things that happen to your Autobots or Decepticons as you go up against Unicron. I'm just kind of flipping them over right now, just seeing what the different numbers are. Wow, a movement of 3. Holy gee, a movement of 4. Whoa, That's crazy. Okay, so it kind of like, I guess it shows his movement, probably close to planets, how he does, and like if he consumes them and whatnot. Man, that's pretty cool. So this is what you would use in order to do the full AI control of Unicron. And then these are the planets that he would consume, whether you're going up against him in co-op or you're going up, or if somebody is playing as him. The last card I do just want to show off really quickly before I move on to the other stuff that you could just incorporate literally into any game is Unicron's head. It's a full sight. I would probably just put this in normally and say like, whatever, you don't even need Unicron to do this. When you move on to this side, resolve an ambush. That's fun. Pay 3 move to gain 1 technology or robot from the destroy pile. Pay 7 power to destroy this card, gain 3 victory points or 5 energon. I like how that's a choice. That's a great choice right there. That is awesome. Yeah, you would go into every game. Hands down. Come here, my cards. Now, I'm not going to go over every single card that came within this expansion, but what I did do is I laid them out underneath the camera, and this is pretty much what you're going to be dividing everything into and combining them with your core set, your other expansions, things along that ways. These are stuff that you can incorporate into any game that you want with Transformers the Deck Builder, and it would just be a very interesting one to play as. There's a lot of new like mini cassettes that came for the Autobots. There was a few extra things that came for the Decepticons, a few mini cassettes, and I think there's a Terracon or Seacons in there, things like that way. So if you're hand picking certain ones for your games, you got a lot more choices now. So why don't we head on over and check out, see what we got as far as the cards go that you can again put into any game at all. All right, so you got over here, just start from this side, you have 3 new allies, the Sharkticons, Wreck-Gar, and Suxidius. Oh boy, I'm terrible at pronouncing names already. Just, I don't even know where to go with that one. I forget this guy so much. I know he was in the movie, but I don't remember what he was. It's been so long. Means I got to watch it again. I'm sure my son would love to see it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 new maneuvers. These again, remember, are 2 apiece. And then 2 new technologies, again, also 2 apiece. So these would be the only things that I would combine in with my game. The duplicates from all these would just be stored separately. As far as bosses go, Perceptor, Cup, and Rodimus Prime are your 3 new bosses for the Autobots, 1, 2, and 3 level respectively. And then you got 2 level 1s, 2 level 2s, and 2 level 3s for the Decepticons, and I'm pretty sure none of these are promo, right? Nope, they would actually say promo on the bottom. It is what it is, I believe. This should be what it just naturally comes with. Snapdragon and Scourge are level 1, Cyclonus and Stratix are level 2, and Nemesis Prime and Galvatron are level 3. As far as new Autobots and Decepticons go, it's pretty much a good split between the 2 in terms of number-wise. I can see more 2s than 3s. More 3s over here, more 2s over here, whatnot. But like Eject, Playback, those are your mini cassettes. Greenlight, Nautica, Huffer. I love Huffer, so it's such a great guy. Perceptor, and then Scattershot, a Technobot, which I don't think there was really many of those within the game. And then Buzzsaw is a mini cassette. A Horrorcon, there you go, for Ape Face. Runabout, Run Amok. I guess they're brothers. Runabout, Run Amok. That makes sense to me. You're not anything. Scourge, Cyclonus, and Galvatron, which of course are your 3 main guys that you actually get within this set. And I will go over those Transformers, you know, the ones that you get here in a moment. Technically, there was another technology. I forgot about this. There is another technology. I pulled this one to the side. Autobot Matrix of Leadership. It's a special one. It is an X value. It's the only X value one that I've ever seen. This card cannot be bought, only gained. I wonder if there's a special way that you're supposed to use this in something. When you confront and you have this, plus 5 power. That's crazy. If you defeat the adversary, destroy this card. It's one-time use deal. Play the top card of your deck for 1 energon, and if destroyed, all Autobot players gain 1 damage and remove this card from the game. Wow, so if the Decepticon destroys this in the Matrix, then the Autobots all gain a damage. If an Autobot manages to collect this and add this to their pile, which I don't even know what the X cost would be, cannot be bought, only gained. So if it was somehow able to gain something, then, so I guess this would have to be destroyed first and then gained through other means. That is fascinating. I love it. 2 new relics over here. Rung, which I believe is also a planet, right? He's a relic robot. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, that's Thrall. I was thinking Thrall. Thrall is completely different. Never mind. His special thing is that he's the first relic robot. That's what it is, because he's a dual class. Same thing for Starscream over here. Starscream's Ghost. This is the cool one, though, that I like. Choose one robot in the Matrix. You may use that card's power, move, game text, and energon abilities as though you just played it. This is a great one to have. I would love to have this. You can just keep using Autobot or Decepticon powers within the Matrix because it's just one robot. That is great. Not sure exactly. This relic cannot be destroyed by any effects other than from this card. Not bad. Not pretty good. But I like Starscream's Ghost. I think that's funny. And then a new damage style card that you can shuffle in on your turn. Before you have to play this because this goes into your discard pile when you gain it. You cannot move onto a boss this turn. So if you play this, if this is in your hand, I should say, you have to immediately play it and you cannot move on to a boss on your turn. That would really slow things down and like really make it annoying. And then every game, 2 damage, you own Blue Mode VP. There you go. So its special ability is you just can't move on to bosses, which again, that can be really annoying if you set yourself up ready to fight and all of a sudden you pull a fear and then poof, there it goes. There are also 4 new cooperative scheme cards that came within this expansion, but I'm not going to talk about them. I'm going to leave them for you to have fun with later on. I mean, I've read through these and they're pretty crazy. You know, the abilities that they have, their ongoing starter turns, the way you thwart them, things along that way. So these I can see being a lot of fun and a great challenge to add to a cooperative game that you happen to have out there and everything. I'm just not going to go over that right now because I figure if you get this expansion for yourself and you come across them, I'd love to see and hear your stories about how you overcame and thwarted those schemes. Now then, last thing we got to talk about are the 6 new characters that came within this expansion. And then I also want to show you the 2 that you would get from the promo pack for it. So back on over for, well, checking out to see who we got. All right, so here we go over here. These are all the new robots that you can play as whenever you go through, your Autobots and your Decepticons. These 6 right here are the ones that come within the expansion. Blaster and Nemesis Prime are your promos, and I'll talk about them in a moment. Again, all from the movie. These 3 are 100%. I mean, Blur, I believe, was in other episodes. Rodimus Prime came in, obviously, after the movie when the new season started. Blaster was here and there. I don't think Retgar was really shown too much within the series. Maybe here and there. I don't remember much past season 1 or G1, season 1, whatever it is of Transformers. Got to get on Tubi, and I got to really give myself a rehistory lesson for all this. Even Nemesis Prime. I don't think he was in the G1 cartoon, but I know, I recognize him. I remember who he is. But it doesn't matter. What we have here are Rodimus Prime. So, of course, this is the successor to Optimus Prime from the movie. No one liked him. No one thought that he was good. Everyone blamed him for, fans did at least, for Optimus's demise. But hey, Optimus came back. It doesn't really matter. Here he is in his robot mode. I'm not going to read all this stuff, but it's really cool to see. Blur, our fast-talking speeder. This I can't remember the guy's name, but anybody remember the Micro Machines commercials from back in like the 80s and whatnot? I mean, obviously I do because I saw them, but that he voiced Blur in the movie, and there is Blur right there. And then Wreck-Gar from the planet Junkatron, which I remember him from the movie, but I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I like Transformers, the animated series, because Wreck-Gar was voiced by Weird Al Yankovic in that TV series, and it was awesome. I am Wreck-Gar. I love it. Galvatron over here, the upgraded version of Megatron that Unicron infused him with all this power, and Megatron is a very focused, dedicated leader. Galvatron is clinically insane, and of course a giant cannon. So there we go, a loose cannon if you would. Cyclonus, a giant ship. There we go. And then Scourge. I thought that Cyclonus and Scourge's alt modes looked similar in the movie. I could be wrong. Or maybe there was another Scourge, or maybe there was a few different Scourges or something like that. Or another Decepticon that was also infused with Unicron's power. That kind of looked like it, but there you go. So Rodimus, Blur, Wreck-Gar, Galvatron, Cyclonus, Scourge from the main game, from the main expansion. Blaster over here, which is our good boombox. Now, remember, Soundwave in this game is a truck, whereas Blaster is actually a boombox. And it's funny, I showed this to my oldest, and he recognized what it was. He's like, why is he a boombox? And I'm like, because that was cool at the time. So there you go, Blaster. Blaster is basically Soundwave, but in an Autobot form. Like, his mini cassettes do the same thing that Blaster Soundwave does. He gets a lot of the same abilities, things along that ways. And the Nemesis Prime here is really awesome. It's a huge, like, evil version of Optimus Prime, which again, my oldest, who's very interested in this, was asking questions. I need to know a little bit more about him before I can really sit down with him and whatnot. But each Autobot you play during your turn has +2 power, so there's got to be a way for you to, you may buy one adversary robot this turn instead of battling it for 1 Energon. There you go. See, so he's a bad guy, but he can also take the Autobots onto his team because I believe this is just a corrupted Optimus Prime, is really all Nemesis Prime is, rather than like a new rebuild and whatnot like that. So I feel like there was another show that had a true evil Optimus Prime as a truck going up against, was it the firefighter Optimus? I don't know, whatever. So there you have it, everyone. Those are your 6 main guys and your 2 promos for this new expansion for Transformers, the deck building game. I apologize if I went off on a bit of a tangent there. Once I start diving into this and really talking about it, and it all comes to my head, so many things to say, so many things to remember, and just a lot of nostalgia and feelings and things that I remember from back in, when I was younger, when I was starting to see that movie for the very first time, and it just kind of coming out again right here within this game. Kind of another reason I love this deck builder so much is because there are so many different paths and universes and storylines and things like that that they could make expansions for this game, and it would all work together so well. I want Beast Wars. I hope Beast Wars is next. I've been hoping for that for a while, but who the heck knows? But I want to hear what you think. What do you think of Chaos Unleashed? What do you think of Unicron being in this game? Are you excited to play as him or against him? What do you think of the new Transformers from here? And then, of course, the next expansion that comes out for this, what is it that you would like to see within this game? In any event, to make sure you don't miss any future Transformers, the deck building action, or any other fun things I happen to put out for you to enjoy, be sure you are subscribed to the Home Gamer Dad. If you wish to support the channel even further, there are affiliate links down in the description section below for not only this particular expansion, but a few of the other expansions. If you're done nothing at all with this game at all, check out the giant bundle, things along that ways. Those affiliate links go a long way to helping the channel. Very much appreciated. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all are enjoying this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together, defending the universe against a giant planet-eating, planet 1 card at a time through the Matrix. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.